Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether they are the garbage man or the president of the university. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. It is strange to be known so universally and yet to be so lonely. The true value of a human being is determined by the measure and the sense in which they have obtained liberation from the self. You never fail until you stop trying. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. I am thankful for all of those who said no to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Once you stop learning, you start dying. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. Imagination is the highest form of research. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. The value of a college education is not the learning of many facts, but the training of the mind to think. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. When you're courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination and creativity. You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. Make everything as simple as possible, but not simpler. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. Truth is what stands the test of experience. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity, and I am not sure about the universe. Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. Nothing happens until something moves. A true genius admits that he knows nothing. I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Creativity is intelligence having fun. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. A ship is always safe at shore, but that is not what it's built for. And thinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Never give up on what you really want to do. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. Education is not the learning of facts. It's rather the training of the mind to think. Human beings must have action. and they will make it if they cannot find it. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. I love to travel, but I hate to arrive. The moon does not simply disappear when we are not looking at it. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. The world is not dangerous because of those who do harm, but because of those who look at it without doing anything. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. The search for truth is more precious than its possession. If you can't solve a problem, then there is an easier problem you can solve. Find it.